There are three ways of evolution. The first way is chaos, any form of extreme pressure, momentum, and trauma. Let's break it down. You are probably watching this video because you are trying to change your life, but you're stuck in this kind of like straight line where you're not going up, you're not going down. You keep on self-sabotaging, you keep on not really progressing, or you're moving at snail's pace. It takes you months to defeat one bad habit, right? And then what happens is maybe for a while you stick to it and then you go back again to it. And even if you are progressing where maybe you have complete one bad habit where you don't do it anymore, you keep on going back to another one, right? Like a very common thing is people that quit social media or quit anything, they just go to YouTube, right? And you find yourself trying to be perfect. You want to be successful, but you think in order to be successful, you have to be perfect, right? And a lot of religious people have this thing too, where they try to be perfect, or they try to, or like they try to be perfect, or they try to meet a certain standard within themselves, and then they feel like, oh, then I can finally do it. You have this idealized version of yourself that you cling on to, and you don't ever want to lose this subconscious image of yourself, and you feel like you have to become this perfect person or the said image in order for you to make it in life, when really this self-image is always evolving. You're not the same person that you were 5 years ago. So why do you think that the person that you're trying to be in this image is going to be the same version? It's always going to evolve. There are things that you used to do back then, or things that you used to think a certain way, but now has changed. All right? The reason for living is evolution. The reason for living also is accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. But one of the best ways to have a fulfilled life is evolution. Now let's go to chaos, right? So you as a person, you are thinking that you need to be perfect, right, in order to make it. I have to be very, no sex. A lot of people that are into nofap, right? Or I have to be disciplined. I have to be this. I have to be that, right? When really, just a quick side note, there's people that are drug addicts that are millionaires. You look at these rappers. Do you think they actually have like a good logical? No, they're just dragging themselves up and they win in life, right? Life, the people that make it to the top are always cheating, right? But now I'm going to give you the blueprint in order for you to actually change yourself and actually have what you want in life. So let's break down the first one, which is chaos. Now this is extreme pressure, right? You find that in the most famous quote is, or not a quote, but just the most famous saying is that you find out who you are in uncomfortable circumstances, and you kind of change, the whole thing about discipline, right? The thing is that your current identity that you have right now is not someone who, your current identity, your sense of self, your I, right, is someone who becomes and not someone who is. That's why a lot of people in the manifestation crowd say I am, right? And a lot of it's bullshit, right? Manifestation is real, but a lot of them are just scamming you. I'm going to break it down very easy. Your sense of self isn't someone who now changes, right? But the thing is, right, because your sense of self is someone who is becoming, you put off on the thing that you should be doing. You put off the things that's going to help you grow. So one of the methods of actual transformation, there are 3 paths, but one of the fucking methods is chaos. Something that causes extreme pressure, something crazy has to happen. This could be, now listen, don't take my advice as financial advice, But if you're someone who actually believes that you can actually make it in life, right? Because this video is only for those type of people. If you're someone who you just say you're ambitious, but you're not actually doing something in life, like I'm gonna be very blunt with y'all. A lot of people who are in the self-improvement crowd, they're cap ass niggas, bro. Like they don't actually, they're not moving, they're not actually doing it, right? They're not actually going and becoming who they say they are, right? This channel is for people who are already in the process of becoming that, or detaching from that, from like suffering and detaching from, the life that you have right now into, you know, this channel, you know, it's good that that it's gonna blow up, but really I know in like the back of my mind that only 1% of the people that I talk to is actually gonna go and change out their lives, right? Now, do you want that to be you? Okay, then listen. Something traumatic has to happen in order for your sense of self, your identity, to change. So, like I said about, I'm not a financial guru or anything like that. Don't take this as financial advice, but this is just an example, right? I'm gonna give a lot of examples to the three paths of transformation. Let's say you actually know that you can do it. You actually know you can make it. Purposely make yourself broke. Purposely make yourself go through something so crazy. When you're saying, like, when you're thinking this, you're like, why are you telling me to make myself broke? Well, under pressure, you have no choice but to change. If you don't know, if you're trying to pay rent, right? If you're trying to survive in the world, right? You're gonna have to make that money, right? So you're gonna realize, like, oh, I'm working 2 jobs, but it still ain't enough. Oh, okay. You're left with two options, right? You're either internally viewing this as a positive experience, or internally viewing this as a negative experience, or you're taking you're taking the outer world as survival, right? So this is the thing. One of the most best quotes I've ever heard, and for a lot of people, you're gonna realize that when I list these paths of transformation, you're gonna realize which category you kind of fit in and which category is gonna be best for you. But for these type of people, when I tell them to go suffer, to literally fuck up their lives on purpose, this is for the people that either, the best quote to put this in, to put it in your head, what this means is that you either battle with yourself or you battle against the world, right? You either face the chaos internally, and you can view it as a positive of, oh, now I have my sink or swim moment. Because you realize the moments that you change your life your most, the moments where you actually produce change, is in a survival sense, is in a, oh shit, if I don't make money, I'm gonna be homeless, right? In this scenario, right? Now, of course, don't do something dumb. I'm not telling you to go fuck up your life. I'm gonna tell you other ways where you can change your identity within the chaos element. But I'm just saying, right now, internally or externally, you're viewing this as either a survival moment or as a, like, pressure make diamonds moment, right? Where you're literally saying, like, oh fuck, my external world has finally changed, right? This is why the chaos is linked to the external, because something, you're waiting for something. You're waiting for the one day that you'll be perfect, and you're hoping that something externally will change and move you inside internally, right? Now you have it. Now you literally put yourself in the chaos. Now, if you really think you're going to be rich, or you really think you're going to be successful, now prove it. Now your external world has changed. In the external world, right? And this go back into what the Freemasons believe. Now, I'm not a Freemason. Fuck Freemasonry. It's demonic. But I'm just saying that now your external world has changed. So now you're forced to change internally. You get what I'm saying? And because you're changing internally, you're forced to change the external, right? That's why in a lot of these philosophies, or I forgot the specific philosophy or the specific person that said this, but they said that this is the world of reflections, this is the world of mirrors, right? So whether you're suffering externally or internally, you're forced to change. But this is your moment to change identity. Remember, identity is the thing we're trying to change here, Now you're not someone who, oh, I'm becoming rich and I'm becoming this. No, now the comfortability has been snatched off, right? And now you're forced to change, right? Now, that was an extreme example, but another example could be getting in a fight. Now, don't cause it a fight on purpose, but this could be like boxing. Something that you would never think that you would do it for once, right? Now, the thing is, right, it has to be groundbreaking. And for a lot of people, they're going to see this and be like, no, that's too much of a risk, right? But it's like when you like approach a girl. At first you think it's bad, but then you start doing it, right? So that's why this chaos thing, if you've really been waiting to change, the chaos is the most quickest way to well, actually no, the last method I'm going to talk about is the most quickest way, but chaos is the best way to start your transformation, right? But this could be also just like something extreme that you would never want to do. Like for a lot of people who maybe even if you're not scared of heights, the one big chaos thing that you can do is try skydiving, right? Something crazy, right? The chaos element, but now you do it, and now that you had that experience of, oh fuck, I literally jumped off a plane, right? Something ground, it has to be groundbreaking. You know, be creative, guys. Now your identity is changed, right? And the goal is to do this the first of every month. The first of every month, you can either take the chaos route, the momentum route, which is for people who are a little bit more advanced, or the third route I'm going to talk about, trauma, right? But now that you've done something like skydiving, like literally jumping off a plane, or you know, done something crazy that's normally not part of your identity, not part of your structured way of being, now you're like, oh, your consciousness has now expanded because now, oh, I stepped out. Now I know that a girl's not it's not hard to talk to a girl. Oh, now I know that I can become, with all the cards against me, I can still find a way to make money. Oh, now I've learned that I've literally conquered. I've jumped off a fucking plane. Now that thing that you have right there, fucking capture it, fucking slaughter it, and now make that part of your new identity. Now you've just done something fucking groundbreaking. Now you can build your identity now, right? And this, you know, all these three paths are linked between each other, and I'm gonna link it all at the end. But the second path now is momentum. Now, the reason why I said this is more for the advanced people is because usually these people, let's say like you're making some of your money drop shipping or whatever the fuck, right? Or you're being more disciplined in the gym or whatever, right? Whatever it is, you just know that you're having momentum. The thing is that you're not having the quick momentum that you desire, right? With this, right, the momentum thing is now, and the positive side of momentum, I'm going to talk about the negative side, but the positive side of momentum is now you either introduce the chaos element, which is going to be the most preferred way, or you go to the trauma element. But for the momentum, I'm going to stop here because I'm going to talk about the negative, because the momentum, I'm going to drop other videos on how to increase momentum and how to actually start going and start moving quicker and, you know, manifestation and all that, right? So momentum, for the people that don't really get what I'm saying, is that like let's say a person that, you know, he's too pussy to do the chaos shit, which is going to be a lot of people. You have to be real with yourself, right? They're too scared to build a risk, or they haven't built an identity strong enough to take a risk, right? Remember, guys, my big thing on these three paths of transformation is identity. Is if you're not there yet, where you have a strong enough identity, where if someone was to punch you, you punch them back, or if you was to go talk to a girl, we're gonna go talk to a girl, we're gonna build this up, right? But now let's talk about momentum and someone who can use this as a path of transformation, right? So let's say someone's trying to lose weight, right? But he you know, a lot of fat people have, well, if you're fat, you have mental illness. Fat people have like this certain energy. It's like, okay, man, you're making excuses. But now let's say for the example of a fat person that wanted to finally lose weight, instead of just going out to the gym, right, or which for a lot of people, they feel insecure, so they don't want to go take the risk, right? Going to the gym is kind of like the chaos element, because they don't want to be judged. They're not strong enough to push that step, right? to take that step into changing their lives. So for them, momentum would just be if you are depressed, right? If you go up and down with your life, which is for a lot of fat people, but also a lot of people, external forces like life and shit like that affect their internal, right? Because they don't have a strong identity yet. So for those type of people, let's say let's take the example with losing weight. Instead of changing your whole diet, just make small momentum changes. Like, you know what? I can eat no matter how much I want, but I'm gonna be mainly focusing on protein, right? I can eat no matter how much I want, but I'm just gonna track my calories, right? It's small baby steps, right? In order for them to take a big step. Or let's say they're too insecure to go to the gym and they're too lazy to even do push-ups in their house. Well, don't even focus by the calories, right? But just again, eat protein. So when they take like something small as like eating more protein, they're gonna find out that they're a little bit more full, right? And they just say, okay, I can eat I can eat as much Chick-fil-A as I want, as much macaroni as I want, but just protein, right? Or it could be something as having protein drinks. You can only drink protein drinks, right? Small baby steps changes like that is gonna create momentum. Oh, okay, you know what? I've been doing this consistently for a while, right? Now let me just go. How about every time I eat, I go to take a 5-minute walk, or I go cycle, right? Or when I sit down at a desk, I buy one of those like walking things that you can put under your desk. Small, little, not big risk, but small little incremental changes, right? Is gonna be for those type of people that don't have a strong enough identity to do the chaos element, right? Or do the chaos path. And the reason why I talk about this is like the negative part for those people that want to take the momentum path is because usually for the positive guys who already have momentum, they're already used to taking those little baby steps of, okay, I'm eating good, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but they need something chaotic to happen in their external world, right? Or something chaotic to happen in their internal world, which is I'm gonna link to trauma as well. But for the, you get what I'm trying to say is like for those type of people that are already used to taking those baby steps, already disciplined in the gym, but they're not seeing a big success or not something big happen in their life. They're just staying the routine, but they're still fucking up here and there, right? That's why I'm saying those are for the most positive people, or not positive people with the most positive momentum, right? And then we're trying to get the negative people who don't even have momentum into the small baby step momentum that you guys are dealing with. Now the last path is trauma. Have you noticed that a lot of these celebrities, or a lot of people that make it in life, or even you yourself, you have this phoenix rising moment? There's been people who, because they were fat all their life, they want to literally kill themselves, or because something happened where they're born in the hood and fucking their homie got shot, or it's just something traumatic happened where they fucking changed, right? And the most sad thing about this is that most people only have that one phoenix rising moment, when really you can be having this every month, literally every fucking day, right? Like most people that are into fitness, do you know the only big dragon they slay mentally or in life is the losing weight? They don't solve the money issue. They don't solve the love issue. They don't solve, well, love is not real. Love only comes from God. Y'all humans don't have it, but they don't solve the so many other big life issues. A lot of people, 50% of people never change, never do none of that, and those people fuck off. If you're one of those people watching my channel, fuck off, right? This channel's not for you. It's for people that want to win and want to change in life. But then the other 50% of people are people that at most they only slay one of these big dragons, when it's really like you can become happy and successful with the woman that you want, with the life that you want, with the social friends that you want, with everything that you want. You can be happy. A lot of people is like, they just think life is suffering, right? But this phoenix rising moment, which a lot of people do have, and I'm gonna go back to the fat person thing, because this is the most common one where it's like people just have this thing where they have just this deeper desire to change, and you even hear, and it's so common, and this is why I'm not telling you no lies, is because you'll see that these people that lose a lot of weight, they'll go really, really skinny. Like it's like their whole unconscious, their whole conscious mind, their whole soul goes into losing weight, and they become really skinny dudes, right? And then, for a lot of these people, they gain it back, but that change of being so fucking determined is because the trauma point, this is when they hit their sink or swim moment, that I'm saying that you can manufacture, and you can actually create that in the chaos path. But these people have so much, it's like they're at their breaking points. It's at where their unconscious can't handle it no more, and they're literally like, I'm either gonna die or I'm gonna survive, right? And this trauma thing, you can't really manufacture it. This is the thing. This is the reason why it's still a path of transformation, is because I've noticed these things, and I can't just say to you that it's not a path of transformation. No, people have literally become millionaires off this. People have literally also, themselves off it. This is the most powerful path of transformation, right? And it's all linked. Now you're asking, well, how is this linked? Well, something traumatic happens to you, and now your whole life's in chaos, or internally or externally, right? Now, because it's been this traumatic and thing can either be moved momentum into a positive chaos experience, where, let's say, someone who's homeless to rich, right? Like Al Pacino, right? He was literally homeless on the street, and then he became Al Pacino, right? Which I know, he probably sold out Freemason, but get what I'm saying, right? Or, right, there's people that have extremely traumatic experience, but they go downwards. They don't evolve, they devolve, right? So then they go do drugs, and you know what I'm saying? But these things are all linked, right? The most powerful one is trauma, and then the most best one to change is chaos, right? And especially, again, these are for people who they're like, oh, I'm still working so hard to change, but I can't really change myself. It's because nothing chaotic has happened to you, or nothing traumatic has happened to you. You have easy momentum. But in order to build more bigger and better momentum, you need to have chaos. You need to go through trauma. You need to go through hard experiences in order to grow, right? Think about it in the gym. If you're doing bicep curls for 20 years in the gym, no, add some motherfucking weight. You have to literally break yourself in order to grow. All right? But this has been King Los, and honestly, this has been one of the videos that I've been really patient, but also I wanted to make sure it was best. Good enough, or not good enough for you, but good enough for me to explain myself to you, because this has been stuff I've been thinking and pondering for a while. And I don't know if you're gonna see this recorded session of it or not, because I don't really plan my videos to be more very edited. It's just off the top. But and in the future, when I do blow up, I'll probably make it more editing and more professional. Right now, my nigga, this is my light on my. I don't have no light on my room. It's just this. All right, and to tell you the truth, because I'm probably gonna post this before I post my big video that I'm working on. I'm going through the chaos element right now, where I purposely made myself broke. Yeah, the video is gonna be called Journey to 5K. So you're gonna see whenever I post that big ass video, you're gonna see, oh shit, he actually did. He's not fucking capping. But yeah, guys. All right, stay strong. Believe in Jesus, and I catch y'all.